What were the daily lives of Civil War soldiers? Stop scrolling. What if I told you that the Civil War wasn't just fought in famous battles, but in muddy boots, moldy bread, sleepless nights, and letters soaked in tears? Behind every cannon blast was a soldier, often just 16, scared, starving, and thousands of miles from home. This is not just about war. This is about survival. This is the untold truth of what daily life was really like for Civil War soldiers, on both sides. The American Civil War is remembered for its bloodshed, politics, and epic battles. But lost in the textbooks are the men who lived it day by day. Not the generals, the soldiers, the ones who left farms, families, and futures behind. They didn't wake up thinking about glory. They woke up hoping for dry socks. This video is their story. Most of a Civil War soldier's life wasn't spent fighting, it was spent waiting. Camps were crowded, filthy, and dangerous. Disease killed more men than bullets. A Union private once wrote, "We suffer more from dysentery and typhoid than from rebel fire." Food was hardtack so hard you had to soak it in coffee just to chew. Meals were small, salt pork, beans, and maybe cornmeal. Soldiers drilled for hours, even when exhausted. Boredom and fear lived side by side. They made games from marching drills, sang songs around the fire, songs like "The Battle Cry of Freedom" or "Goober Peas," trying to forget where they were. Letters were lifelines. A Confederate soldier wrote to his mother, "I long to feel the warmth of home again, but if I fall, know I died with honor." When battle came, it shattered everything. Smoke, screams, the thunder of cannons, the sickening sound of Minié balls tearing through flesh. Men stood shoulder to shoulder, reloading muzzle loaders as friends dropped beside them. A Union soldier at Antietam recalled, "The ground turned red. I couldn't hear my own voice. And yet, we kept going." You didn't just fear death, you feared losing limbs. Civil War surgery was brutal. No anesthesia, no antiseptics. Amputation was often the only option. The sight of severed limbs stacked outside field tents haunted men for life. But in the horror, humanity survived. Soldiers traded tobacco and coffee during unofficial truces. Some helped wounded enemies. A Confederate journal reads, "I gave my last drop of water to a bluecoat. He died holding my hand." These moments revealed that even enemies were still human, sons, brothers, fathers. The psychological toll was immense. PTSD wasn't diagnosed then, but it lived in every haunted stare. Some men came home and never spoke of the war again. Others couldn't sleep without reliving the screams. One letter from a Union soldier reads, "I've seen boys cry like infants after battle. We're not the same as when we left." They suffered from soldier's heart, what we now call combat stress. And the trauma didn't just end with the war. Many returned to no jobs, no limbs, no welcome. Yet despite it all, they endured. These men didn't ask for statues. They asked to be remembered. Remembered not just for dying, but for living through the unimaginable, for marching barefoot, sharing rations, writing letters home, and holding their brothers as they died. Their daily lives were a war within the war. If you've only known the Civil War through dates and battles, now you know the beating heart behind it all, the soldier. Next time you walk through a historic battlefield or read a monument, picture the boy behind the musket. Not just how he died, but how he lived.